You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.
What's going on? I have a good friend of mine, well, maybe a good friend of mine, named Jaime from Catherine Drexel. I said that right, didn't I?
St. Catherine Drexel.
I'm going to sing a song here, and we'll cut away, and so y'all come right back to what's going on. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. When blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. So y'all come back now. I'll be right here talking to Jaime. We're going to learn something today.
You're watching Amador County's #1 news and sports leader, TSPN.
We're back. Thanks for coming back. I'd like to introduce a neat guy, Jaime Garcia. Well, I started off calling you...
Jaime. You said Jaime.
No, I called you Jimbo, didn't I?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, all right. Well, that was my brother's name, and I don't know where. And Jaime was hard for me to say, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Spanish for James or Jim.
Yeah, James.
Yeah.
That's out of the Bible, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Is that how you got started in this Deacon Jaime? I mean, that's a pretty important endeavor.
Well,
I mean, you started this, when you were 10 or 12, or?
No, I started when I was 18, graduating from high school in East Los Angeles. And I thought I had a religious calling, so I pursued...
What's another word for East?
East LA? East Los.
East Los?
Yeah.
You're going to teach me Spanish.
The barrio, yeah.
The barrio? How did you manage to
So I
survive?
I was in a seminary and then left seminary training and got married and happy here in Amador County.
Oh, yeah, this is a fun place.
Oh, yeah, love it. Love
Fun
it.
place. But the task that you've taken on is, I think, is a fantastic task. You know, you and I have been going over to the Conservation Corps, working with the young men over there.
Right, that's really one of the blessings that I've had since we've been here in Amador County, and it's been like 5 years now, was that right in Pine Grove where I live, there's a conservation camp that brings all the kids from all over the state, the better kids that go through the juvenile justice system, and they teach them to be firefighters. In fact, one of the young men that I've been working with for the last year is about to make his confirmation on Sunday with the bishop coming. And so I help prepare young men for sacraments, and I go to a Sunday service with them where I study scripture with them,
Right.
and we pray a little bit,
Right.
and it's basically something that I feel called to do.
Now, from my side of the aisle, I'm wondering the rehabilitation of these kids. I mean, getting a job when they get out. Are they learning any skills? And is there any skill? Well, I mean, they're learning how to be a fireman. Can they become with CDF when they get out?
You start with the basics. They get up early in the morning. They work all day long. They work with people of different cultures from themselves. So they get some good basic work habits. They learn how to deal with people who are different than they are.
Can CDF hire them?
The ones that are really achieve well, have a chance of plugging in, most of them, the support services that used to go with them when they left camp are no longer there because of funding cuts and stuff like that. But
then you have a revolving door.
Actually, recidivism, which is the rate of return,
Right.
is really, really good for this camp.
Okay.
They don't come back. And one of the things that I try to instill in them is that they really have to look at themselves and see that there's someone worthwhile there.
So in other words, if they want to make a difference and turn their lives around, you tell them that they have to do it themselves.
I don't
They have
tell
to
them.
want to.
I show them that
Show that
there's
there's-
something good in them
There's a way.
that's worth working
Saving.
on. Yeah.
So you help them.
Appreciate themselves more.
Yeah. Find that inner strength.
And God trying to work in them to accomplish some good in their lives.
Yeah, I've heard some stories, maybe not so much out of the youth camp, but more out of Mule Creek, where they have no rehabilitation programs going on. You know, and these young men get out, they have no skills.
I also go to Mule Creek, and I have a Bible study group there. And for the last 2 or 3 months, because of inmates escaping, they've locked down the yards there. There's 3 yards. And I haven't seen my guys in almost 3 months, and it burns me up because I like seeing them. They gave me a book the last time I was there, and it said, "To Our Deacon." So they want to see me, and I want to see them.
Yeah.
And adjacent to the chapel in the B yard where I go, there's several classrooms, and one of the classrooms is helping people learn skills when they go out and back into the world, that they have some basic life skills to fall back on, so they're not completely lost out there where they have to return to crime.
Well, how do we get the public out there to hire these people? How do we talk them into doing that? So I'm understanding that it's very hard for these guys. Once they get out, they go right back to what they were doing, where they can make $800 a day selling drugs, rather than going to work for, I don't know, a lumber yard or something.
Well,
How do we get to the...
we basically have to look at our penal system and how people are locked up. And in fact, right now, Mule Creek is building a new wing that's going to hire a lot more people to lock people up, but we don't really look at rehabilitation as seriously as we could.
So the prison population gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger because of the lack of rehabilitation programs.
Yeah, that's basically it.
So
And
it makes sense to me then. It'd be cheaper in the long run to teach these guys some skills, so that percentage of the ones that come back is changed.
and to offer them support services when they get out.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
you and I agree.
Yeah.
It's a constant battle.
Because I remember in high school, not my high school, my kids' high school, they had a program called ROP, and I can't think what it stands for, but it was classes in one thing or another that took place off of the high school campus, like an adult class, in body fender class or something along those lines, where or kids in high school could learn a trade, whether it's hanging sheetrock or something, but learn a trade. And now they don't have that stuff anymore.
Well, in terms of learning a trade in high school now, that's minimal. There's a particular school, like in Southern California in Rosemead, called Don Bosco Tech. And they have trades, trades that you can get college credit for. But in the state, there's very, very few schools that focus on skills like that. It's mainly academic.
Well, how can we get the best of the best are up there fighting fires, right? Talking about the criminals, these are the good ones, so to speak, as the chart goes. How do we get those kids trained?
Well, they are being trained.
They're trained to be firemen.
Well, you want to give them basic skills. They can be chainsaw certified. They learn how to work on crews that all work hard. Learn how to work with people.
So they learn work ethic skills
They work ethic
rather than
skills.
an actual.
And employers out there, if they look at the skills that they bring in terms of being on time, working a full day's work, not slackers, because they don't let them be slackers.
Yeah.
It's just giving them a chance and a break. And, there's great organizations like Homeboy Industries down in Southern California that work with all the gangbangers, and they turn lives around.
Well, there's got to be a way of connecting this thing. I hate seeing guys who did their time. They've done their time. But yet when they get out, they can't find a job. They go right back to the only family they knew, which was the gangs. And this revolving door has got to be changed somewhere. I know you're doing you're doing your part of making them feel good about themselves.
Yeah. You see, I'm not a big picture problem solver. I think I have a calling to work with individuals and groups, small groups, to have them appreciate that they were made for a purpose. And that purpose involves being able to live a normal life when they get out with the help of people outside who continue to support them. And that's what we try to do. Work with them families, and connect them to good sources. And, we work a little bit on choosing your friends well, when you get on the outside.
Yeah.
And
do you think there's any way that we could subsidize them in any way? I mean, as far as getting an employer to pay part of their salary from the government. I know I hate to go down that path of getting the government involved in paying private industry to hire these people, but...
Well, I'm more interested in looking at government role and not just providing more prison guards and support staff in the prisons, and looking to see how some of the billions of dollars we spend on our prison systems can be rediverted to service. Because we're paying for all of this. Let's shift our focus a little bit.
Education has to be that common denominator, that because every human being has made mistakes. Some of us get caught, some of us don't. And I've been with those kids there and played guitar with them and sang music with them. They seem to be good kids to me.
Right. When the nice thing about the camp in Pine Grove is that the kids are there for a while, anywhere from like 6 months to like 2 years, and you get to know them on a week-to-week basis.
So they're rotated out.
Well, their time served is completed, and so they get referred out, and
then they go on parole.
You get to know them.
And they go on parole. Does the parole officer try to find them a job? How's that work?
I don't know how that works. I just know when they leave, we do a blessing of those that are leaving, and we don't see them again.
Hopefully.
Well, once in 5 years, a kid came back.
Once in 5 years?
A kid that I was working.
That's pretty good.
That's really, really good. And I want to talk just a little bit about not just Pine Grove Camp, but at Mule Creek, when you get to know the people there. I never ask anybody what they did. It's not important to me to know what their crime was. What's important is that they're there, and I want to help them.
Come right back, gang. We're going to talk some more with Jaime. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
So hurry.
You're watching Amador TSPN.
Thanks for coming back. We're talking to Jaime Garcia here. I've met Barbara, and she's from Wisconsin?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yumpin' Yimmy. Where'd you guys meet?
Barbara's my wife of 38 years this summer, and she's from Minnesota, and I'm from East LA.
38 years this summer. We're going to have a party, right?
Well, at 40, Jack.
At 40,
when
okay.
it's 40, yeah. And I was leaving my seminary responsibilities and was dispensed from vows that I had for over 10 years.
But you had planned on becoming a priest.
I had plans to become a priest, but those didn't pan out, and I just felt that I would begin my life anew. Happy that I was able to do what I did, and God sent me an angel. And so she's fully supportive of my work in the prisons. I also go to the Jackson Jail, which is basically something I feel called to do.
Yeah.
Not because I'm good at it, but because it's something that God wants me to do.
Well, growing up in East LA, all around you is one thing after another of I don't know, crimes, I guess, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're seeing this world. And so you grow up, I mean, this is my opinion, you grow up saying, how can I make a difference?
Well, you grow up street smart, and you know how to stay out of trouble. I always said, if you want to beat me up, you have to catch me.
You had to catch me first. Pete, do your thing. Yeah.
And I rarely had to fight, but you fight to protect yourself.
So in the back of your mind, you think some of those people you're going to visit and helping them to find that inner strength that they need, do you think you're getting that calling from your background maybe?
My story is, that people kept me out of harm's way, and people looked after me, adult people, teachers, counselors.
Right.
And I just want to give some of it back. I just feel like I have a gift with young people, especially those on the margins. I don't even see kids' tattoos anymore. I don't. I just see a person, And
tattoos are just what, skin deep? Yeah.
And I care for them, and eventually they realize that. And I'm a long-term kind of guy. I will be there for you as long as I can.
Well, isn't it better to try and see the good in people when you meet strangers and talk to people? You see the doubt.
You see the good, but you're also wary of danger too. You're not.
Yeah. A lot of those kids, I call them kids, but a lot of those people didn't have the parents and the guardians and their relatives that watched over them like you did. You're very fortunate.
Yeah, no, I am. And once you get to know these kids, you realize that they're really treasures here. Each individual is unique, funny. You've seen when you did your song fests.
Well, they lit up when I started playing Johnny Cash music. They lit up on that.
They love to move. They love to croon. You just hand them a microphone, and you can't take it away from them. Because they're entertainers.
Well, that's kind of what I was trying to tell them, and this is what I was alluding to a couple of minutes ago, was learn some sort of skill, and entertaining, singing, standing in a corner and playing the guitar. I've seen people in San Francisco open up their guitar case, sit on the curb and play the guitar, and by the end of the day, that guitar case is full of money. I don't know. I think playing guitar and singing is a skill, but it's all I have to offer. I mean, maybe I can find somebody who does body and fender work and drag the car into that yard and have those guys learn some body and fender schools. I don't know. Could we talk Howard Auto Body into dragging one of his old cars in there and working on it? You see, that's where guys like you and me can make a difference.
I know I have one of the women in one of our churches volunteered to teach kids piano.
Yeah.
And so I found a piano that was going to be donated. I found someone to move the piano. Camp found a place inside wall where we could deliver the piano.
Okay.
And we're going to start lessons.
Right.
So
we're
just trying to bring good things into young people's lives.
But this might be a thought. Get some 2x4s, build a wall, have the guys come in there and learn how to hang sheetrock. Right there in the middle of that basketball court. I'm just saying.
You're creative, and I love that.
I'm just saying, we got no contractor friends. We got nothing else better to do.
The staff at camp are open to all kinds of ideas. They're not a closed group of thinkers. Yeah. And when you go later on in the evenings to them, they're shooting hoops, they're playing soccer, they're in the weight room. They have a nice little setup there, and they try to give them balanced.
Since they don't have any schools inside that gate.
They do.
They do.
If you haven't got a high school diploma, they prepare you for your GED or for your high school equivalency.
There you go. But that's math, and arithmetic,
that's
spelling.
Well,
But that's not skills to get a job. I'm talking about skills where you can get a job when you get out.
Their job specifically is to make a firefighter out of you. And some of you are going to be good enough that we want you. But a lot of you are going to end up with good work habits, and that's also important. Because you didn't have them when you came in, you couldn't get along with people of other cultures, and now you work with blacks and Hispanics and white kids and Asian kids, and they're all happy there. Well, I don't know if they're happy, but they all know
So
how
you
to
work
get
on their
along.
souls, I'll work on their hammer and nail skills.
You can, and we'll be a good team, Jack. We'll be a good team because we're complete people, and we just need a little help sometimes, and that's what we're there for.
Jaime, I want to say thank you, Deacon Jaime.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
For being on my show and what's going on in this county. Yeah, there's a lot going on,
There is.
and Deacon Jaime is just part of what's going on and part of making a difference. And we got all kinds of things to do. So see you next Friday, kids. Come back to what's going on and.
Thanks for the invite, Jack.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSP.